so we're an hour into this project here. This dark hip-hop, dark/deep hip-hop beat. For an hour in, if you watch the live stream, you'd have seen this being made, uncut. But I'll be doing another video where we'll be doing another video where we're going through the first bit, that first hour, but I'll cut it down to like 10 minutes or something like that. But in this video here, we're going to be going through this project and working out exactly how to take this to the next level. So basically we've got a nice loop here. So it's kind of nice, a basic arrangement. But now we need to take it further as well. We've got some other elements here, some bass there. That could be part of this, perhaps. Over here, some extra bass. That's out of key. Hold up. Just some extra bits that we cut off. So over here we're only playing 4 bars, or is that 4 bars? No, 8 bars. Did a little bit of mastering over here, very basic mastering. I thought this would be the right threshold there, just below -4 dB. Needed quite a heavy attack to tame that kick a little bit, but I kind of wanted that kick to be hard hitting for obvious reasons. So if you've not seen the first part of how this was put together, let's just take a little look, an overview of what we've got going on here. The elements we have, where they're coming from, in a track breakdown. So, start off with this sample here from Cymatics called Phoenix. I was playing through some of the samples. I thought, I really like this sample. Now, of course, I can make my own stuff. However, sometimes I like to use samples, and there's nothing wrong with that. So that's the basis here. So we did a little bit of EQ on there, took out the low end. Done some modulation. Let's have a listen to that. This is a little bit much. Might need to tame this a little bit. It's a little bit too much. I just want kind of like a weird sound, and the sound to kind of move a little bit. Change the sample, wow, 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 like that sort of thing. So that's without it. Turn the Ripley off. Turn the EQs off. So that's it. Nice. So I just turned these EQs on. Choose me a preset from Ripley. Not done anything here. I might play around with this later on and change things a little bit. But we will leave that as it is for now, just to create a little bit of extra, well, to make it sound a little bit different from what it originally sounded like. So that's our sample there. So as we're starting with a sample, we need to find ways to make it sound different. Here's that second modulation there. I'm just basically going backwards and forwards. And you could use synchronous to do that sort of thing. I've got synchronous down here somewhere. You can use this synchronous, right, to do that wobbly up and down modulation effect. It's basically what synchronous does, is gives you this sort of thing with the EQ peaks and EQ modification to give you similar effects to what I do manually when I just record myself doing it. So that's our two modulations. Just makes it sound different to our sample there. Next up we got this, which is the strings I added to it. Let's listen to it on its own. Nice, that's a preset from Reason Factory Sound Bank called Hybrid Strings. Mod Wheel Gator. Interesting. Sounds pretty good. Could go further with that. You know, obviously, every time you're doing something, you have to limit yourself a little bit. Not go too crazy. So, let's see how that string sounds with the sample. So basically trying to complement the original sample by adding the strings line. Works pretty well. Nice. So what's next? We've got our strings. Now here's our sub bass. So that sounds like a guitar, bass guitar, because it is another preset. It's got a nice kind of like, almost like a bending string sound going on with it. Kind of good, I like it. But that's mainly for the sub bass, so to add a little bit of extra Moog style texture, I added this monotone. Copy the MIDI over. This is one of the first presets. I use this quite a lot. It just sounds pretty good. Got that Moog kind of flavour. So we've EQ'd all the low end out of it. And for sub bass, we've done nothing actually. I thought I took the low end out of it. I thought I boosted the low end, but no, I didn't. So yeah, this is just to create a little extra texture there with that Moog style bass coming from the monotone. Let's hit them together. So that string's there. I'm going to have to come back here again and do something else with the strings, because that bass and the strings just works really well. Anyway, don't get too carried away. What's the next sound? The next sound comes from Dr. Rex. The sound you get in the background is just the Ripley playing over. The effects kind of lag a little bit. It's kind of nice. Gives you nice little outros. Extra tails going on there. So all we got here on this Dr. Rex is just some hi-hat sounds. Just played those in. Kind of nice. A little bit sporadic. Kind of works. Let's hear the rest of the drums. What else we got? We got the kick. So I'm just basically just taking random elements, just using it as a one shot. I put this kick down at the lowest octave I could. Actually, no, I didn't. I left it as is. So It's a kick from this preset here, you can see, called Absolute Drum. This does need to be fixed, we'll get into that in a minute. So what other elements have we got? This is kind of like a filler that I do sometimes from a Kong preset. And what I like about it is sort of like a, I don't know what you call those, lead bongos? I don't know. But they kind of act as like a drum fill, and they're already pitched and already panned. Just makes it kind of nice, something nice to go across the stereo field when people are listening. Just creates a little bit of points of interest. Let's hear that in the context of the beat for a second. Okay, back to the drums. So there's our EastEnders style. Very similar effect there. If you watch EastEnders in the UK, you'll know what that sound is. Now we've got a couple of claps, like a layered clap. So all that is another Kong. And we just layered up the drums together. Got 3 clap sounds there. And to make it kind of sound like almost like a ghost clap, or make it just change. So you have 3 layers there, then 2 layers, 2 layers, 3 layers. It just makes it sound a bit different, right? So it's like, see, it sounds different. Just makes it sound more interesting. Next up, we've got this really interesting sound going on here with our synchronous. Turn down a bit. So, let's have a look at this. So all this is just me tapping it like this. Over and over and over and over and over and over. Over and over and over and recording it. And to make it kind of sound weird, I'll put a synchronous on there. So here's the synchronous I showed you a minute ago. Just create some interesting sounds, interesting textures. We turn it off. Turn it off. Turn all the EQs off. Kind of annoying, right? But this is just to create some texture in the back of the beat. It's not really supposed to be a percussive element, but it kind of works with the drums. It's just to create an extra bit of texture. So we play the beat without it. So we do have it playing. We do have it playing one, or the first part, without that on. When we have it playing, it's different, right? I don't know if I want it on all the time. So you see at the beginning of the loop there, it's modulated to come in and then go off again, right? Well, my mouse goes in, comes in, and then goes off. Let's listen to that. That again. Nice bit of texture in the background there. Next up, we've got the reverb. Now, what the reverb does is on that same sound. And the reverb just basically kicks in right at the end of the loop to aid the transition to silence. Reverb doesn't go straight on. Kind of, I wobble about a bit just to create a little bit of extra interest. You'll see me doing that a lot, where I manually move and record the modulation, because every time you do it, it's unique. But you can save any modulation and reuse it in future, which is also useful. When you save a multi-MIDI file, when you save MIDI file, it'll be a multi-MIDI file and the modulation will be saved. So if you want to use this modulation somewhere else in a future project, just export this out as a MIDI, and then that MIDI modulation there will be saved, and you just copy and paste it wherever else you want it. That's how I got these synchronous style sounds before I had synchronous. Okay, one of the last elements that was added was these choir sounds from Viamana, or Humana, however it's called. Very haunting. We've got some modulation on there for reverb. Where is it? Nope, there is no reverb on there. Sounds like there's reverb on there though. Maybe the patch comes with reverb itself. Yes, it does. So it kind of sounds a bit naff on its own. Layered this maelstrom sound on there. It's a similar sound, or a vocal sound. So you can hear there the maelstrom. It's got a scream on there, got a bit of EQ on there, and the reverb increases. The reverb increases at the end of the loop. I think I got confused between the drums there. They don't have reverb at the end. Oh dear. So it kind of sounds a bit like a horror movie. It sounds a bit crazy, but if we add that to the original sample, now you can hear it. Because the original sample has a choir sound in it. It just adds a little extra choir sound on top. We had our strings. We're trying to enhance that sample. So we had our own stuff on top, which complements it. Complements the melody of the original sample. There's quite a lot going on in that sample, you see. But we make it our own by adding our own strings and choir on top. That sounds good to me. So the timing needs to be fixed a bit here. Does sound a little bit off now. I do want some of that natural off-grid kind of swing. But sometimes it's a bit too much, kind of throws you off a little bit. It'll throw the rapper off when they're trying to rap. So let's just have a quick listen and attempt to fix anything that might be a little bit too out of time, like the bass, for example. So I'm hearing this bass here. There's too many notes going on here. Bom, 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 bom. Bom, 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 bom. Okay. So we want it a bit more simple than it is at the moment. A little bit too much going on there when the loop begins. That's too many notes. I did edit one already before. Which one did I edit? Are they the same? Can't tell. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Was it over here? Okay, there's too many notes in this bass. Boom, 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 boom. Let's get rid of one. Okay, let's hear how that sounds for the rest of it. to keep it more simple, if you're too stuttery on the beginning of the loop, it kind of throws you off. I'm thinking of the mind of a rapper. That's my rapping for you, man. Alright, I like that. Let's copy that. Everywhere else. Do, 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 do. Okay, let's go another 2 bars, see what it sounds next. See how it sounds in our intro. Okay, so we could probably have our strings off at the start there. Bring them in halfway through. And turn them off again. Turn the strings on. Alright. Got a really long note there. Let's get rid of that. Got a nice clean segment. Let's cut this in half. So I'll split in half. I'll mute this end. Now we're missing a note now. Hold up. Okay. We need to move that over. Right. What can we do here? Make it more of a... What can we do in this part to make it more of an impact in the drop? Maybe completely drop the drums out. Alright. Let's mute the drums right at the end. The silence, almost. Right. the sample out right at the last part. Okay, let's have a listen to that at full volume. Maybe we can have that drum fill sound. This one. Not that one. This one. Not that one either. This one. Our EastEnders kind of drum sound. Would that work as a drum fill for the drop? Ba, 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 bum, bum. Let's move it over a little bit. Kind of want to go do 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 doom do doom do doom doom, but I don't know if I can be bothered to do that right now. Give it a little pitch bend at the same time. Okay, well, I think I'm going to leave that there for now. Come back later on, perhaps. Add some extra ear candy. This is ready to be sent out now to rappers, and they can tell me if they want anything added. Better to work with them directly, but probably going to be working with this one online mainly. Although I probably won't release it, I'll just contact the rapper and then tell them, got this beat, tell them to record their vocals separate from the beat, and then send those vocals to me, and then I'll finish the song myself with some of their suggestions on top of that. That's how I work.